Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Hello, everyone. I am Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News, and today is Monday, September 11th. 22 years ago, firefighters put their lives on risk every day to save families and property. They're the first to arrive in an accident before law enforcement, and actually they're seldom in the media. You don't really see about that. Well, these are our silent heroes working long hours from loved ones every day. And on this day, 22 years ago, I remember this day, and I'm sure you do, 343 firefighters lost their lives on 9/11, just doing their job, as they do every day. They don't stop. I remember this day early in the morning, and actually I was general manager of Hobby Lobby in Conroe, and we were selling out of flags, anything with flags on it, all week, and had to restock. It is a day when Americans came together. I don't know why that's going to make me cry, but my husband was also a fire chief in East Montgomery County for 11 and a half years and probably almost 20 years as a firefighter. So I know what it took as a wife of a firefighter, and it's a lot. And anyway, I wanted to mention that because it is 9/11 today. You can listen to us live on irlonestar.com, live streaming FM 104.5, 106.1. We are located in downtown Conroe at City of Conroe, City Hall, the tower, through the lobby. And come on and join the show anytime. Be a guest for many shows we have here today. The guest today will be All Stars Listening and Spoken Language team, and they're going to talk to us. I have Rhonda, Darby, Community Relations, and Lee Rech, Executive Director. In the second segment, we will hear from Hoffie Ferreira. He's the General Manager of J Bar and Barbecue, with Alec, Varnell, and Joseph Hernandez, and they're going to talk about the barbecue place. Pictures look outstanding. I hope they bring samples, especially since it's noon. But they're located in Houston, but they have a lot going on, and I think they're making their way into Montgomery County. This show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic and the Lake Conroe Realty Group. Roger Stein Chiropractic is located at 3033 West Davis by Conroe High School and Taco Bell. You know both those landmarks. And they treat everyone from infants to seniors, weekend athletes to professionals, with a focus on natural, holistic healing, not only to relieve pain, but to achieve optimal health. Dr. Stacy Rogers holds certifications in adjusting extremities, arm, legs, hands, feet, clinical nutrition, prenatal, and pediatric care. And if you are not a patient of her or her other two doctors that work in the practice with her, you can go, and I think it's $29 to go and see her for your first visit, and it all goes back to CASA. So check it out, Roger Stein Chiropractic. The Lake Conroe Group serves the greater Montgomery County as the best source for buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Led by Vinny Sinisi. You want to remember that name because Sinisi is an easy name to remember. And that is the Lake Conroe Group. A few things going on around us. I've already mentioned 9/11 today, but it's now the second week of Anything Goes at the Owen Theater with the Players Theater Company and 9 to 5, the musical. Both fun, both great in entertainment and air conditioning, let me add, by the way, at Crichton Theater. So those are all performed by volunteers. I want to reiterate that. They spend much time, I know, because this time last year, I was doing that. It takes a lot of time. You practice, you audition, and you're there, and you're putting on 3 weeks of performances. So go when you can and embrace our community theaters. You can get tickets for Owens at the Owen Theater, owentheater.com or crichtontheater.org to those performances. And both of those shows, this is their second week, and they'll run for 3 weeks. And this is opening season. So these are the first shows of the season, and they have something generally every month going on until the summertime again. We don't really want to talk about the summertime again right now. So as we look towards fall. Another thing going on is if you are caring for someone with dementia, the Dementia Caregiver Support Group is a free group meeting the second Thursday of each month with a trained facilitator. So the first one coming up is this week, Thursday, September 14th at Mims Baptist Church from 10 to 11:30. It's open to any caregivers, friends, family of individuals with dementia. Go and check it out, because if you're dealing with someone with dementia, my mother has dementia. It's a lot of work, and it is good to hear from others. Coming up this Saturday, there's so much. The 13th annual Wood Forest Run at Heritage Park in downtown Conroe starts at 7:40 a.m. and it's going to have a 10K, a 5K, and what I find entertaining is the Barkley Shoe Dash, where kids 5 to 7 and then 8 to 12-year-olds in two groups start the race with one shoe and dash 50 yards to retrieve their other shoe in a pile of shoes, put it on, and then run back. How fun. Just go for the entertainment. The second thing that it's on this Saturday is Music in the Park, and that's happening at the Montgomery Area Chamber of West Montgomery County Park. The Montgomery Chamber is putting it on, and it is from 2 to 10 p.m. with lots of live music. It will also have a kids' corral activities with inflatables, food trucks. They're having a wine garden, a beer garden, lots of shade, lots of trees. Come and go. Moco Music in the Park for details. Then the last thing that's happening is the Montgomery County Fall Outdoor Home Living Show at the Lone Star Convention Center. That is Saturday and Sunday. If you are a teacher, first responder, veteran, active military, fire, police, any of that, you get in free all weekend to show some ID. Other than that, you can get tickets for $7 online, and that is Saturday from 9 to 6 and Sunday the 17th from 10 to 5. So, last thing I have to say is just enjoy fall, because it's coming. We're waiting for it, but it's coming. So with that, we're going to take a quick break and be back with my first guest.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
And we're back to go over our first session today. And sitting across the table from me is Rhonda Darby. She works in community relations for All Ears, All Ears Center. And Lee Rech is the executive director. So I want to find out a little about it, because I haven't heard that much about this organization until people I know started working there. So tell me about it.
Well, I would love to tell you a little bit about it. Margie, thank you for having us, first of all. We're
course.
really thrilled to be here to share information about our mission and what's happening with our children. All Ears is a nonprofit. We opened in 2014 with the idea is taking babies and children who are born with a hearing loss, deaf or hard of hearing, whose parents would have chosen a spoken language option for communication. So we teach these children how to listen and how to speak and how to join mainstream classrooms along their hearing friends and their neighborhood classrooms in the school districts around their neighborhoods and become independent learners.
Get involved.
Exactly. So
And
they're
be accepted.
Independence, inclusion, full inclusion, and independence, and no isolation or no exclusion.
That's amazing.
It is. We agree with you on that. It is an amazing place to be. We started it in 2014. We're starting in our 10th year right now. We've had immense growth over the last year, which is really one of the things we wanted to talk about today, because as a result of our growth, we have become one of the finalists in the Southwest region True Inspiration Awards competition, sponsored by Chick-fil-A. And the request that we made of Chick-fil-A is for financial assistance to help the babies that have grown exponentially within our program so that we can serve them with full staff and with full equipment and full services that they need so that they can join our program, as 50% of our children are on financial assistance.
How do people hear about your program?
Here. Here. Pun intended.
Find
I get
out
it.
about it, yes.
Yes. Many different ways. We have hospitals that after babies are born and they undergo the newborn hearing screenings. If there's a suspicion of a hearing loss or an actual diagnosis of hearing loss, they will refer the babies to us. There are hearing screeners independent of hospitals that do the same type of testing, and if there's a suspicion of hearing loss, they refer them to us. School districts refer to us, the early childhood intervention.
So
of
I'm
the
imagining
state
you do a lot of
booster
outreach
seals.
in the community so that, and maybe that's your role, Rhonda. Is that your role?
That is my role. My role is to get the word out.
Okay.
And so we do that through social media and through things like this. And we try to be
Maybe
out and
visiting
about.
them in person so they know about it?
We've,
The different schools?
yes.
Because that seems like that would be a huge source.
We do work with the with Conroe Independent School District.
Okay.
They have a parent liaison who has been to our clinic and toured and has seen what we can do for these kids. Most of the kids do enter Conroe schools, CISD schools. So it's a great partnership that we have with them.
I bet I know that parent liaison.
I bet you do.
Somebody who's been with them a long time, right?
I'm not sure how long she's been there, but she, funny story about her. Her name is Nicole.
Oh, that's not her.
She has she grew up with a cousin who was profoundly deaf,
Wow.
and she taught herself sign language. Flash forward, as an adult, her cousin got cochlear implants and is now an actress in Hollywood.
Wow. So there you go.
Yeah.
Just getting it known. Yeah, it's amazing. I have only heard about your organization probably for the past year or so. So do you serve just Montgomery County or a larger group of people?
We serve anyone who needs the services, and we have about 60 independent zip codes that we're serving. We have 35 different counties that are coming our way, all the way from College Station down to League City, Beaumont, Katy. So one of the things that makes us very, very different is our family-centered focus. So families are coming to us because we are a comprehensive program that begins with the families at the center. And that means we're teaching the families as we go. The families aren't sending their children into a therapist's office
They're
or
part
an
of it.
audiologist. They are in the sessions with the babies and the children to learn exactly what they need to learn to take this at home with them and make it a part of their
They're going to
everyday
be
life.
more with their families than anywhere else.
That is exactly right. You're right. And the thing is, we want to give the parents the tools that they need so that as the children grow and phase into the school, whichever school that is, they are armed with the advocacy skills that they need to help the child thrive once they leave All Ears. So the goal is mainstream independence and education alongside their hearing friends, but the families need to be schooled, so to speak, in the
Train the
strategies.
trainer, yeah.
So they can become the first teacher.
That's truly amazing, because I don't remember growing up if there were that many with loss of hearing, because they probably didn't go to school with us.
Right. And the newborn hearing screenings have made a huge impact on the numbers of babies identified early. And early identification is critical to an optimum spoken language outcome.
Of course.
Like any disability, the earlier we're able to start serving the child, the better off the outcome
Because that's
will
when they
be.
learn.
Exactly. That 0
at
to
birth.
3 years is the
Spongy
brain
brains.
is sponging. We oftentimes say we're training the brain. That's really what we're doing. The ears are not the hearing tool. It's actually the brain. The ears are just the doorway to the brain. So we're getting those
Very interesting.
spongy brains in very early, and we're working with
So
them.
your location is the Woodlands?
Yes, we're in the-
And so that's the central location for these 60-plus places. So
Yes.
they have to come in there to your
Yes.
office to start it up.
Yes. So for audiology, they have to be in person for sure, and audiology is really the first step. That's where the children are fit with their hearing technology, whether that's hearing aids or beginning the cochlear implant process. Once they enter into our speech program, we can serve them through teletherapy if needed, if that's what the recommendation is. But the majority of our families do come, even though they're traveling, they come in person to get the services.
Well, it's very important to them, so they need to make the
They
trip.
make-
So I can
right.
see why you need the financial then, is what I'm
Yes,
getting to.
yes,
Since your
50%.
reach is expanded and you keep
Mm-hmm.
expanding, it sounds like this is a very unique organization,
It's very unique. It is.
a one-of-a-kind type of
Yes,
thing.
it is.
So you need the finances as you're growing and serving more people. How many people are you estimated serving? How many young people?
We have over 400 clients now. And
That's quite a bit.
We started in 2014 with 6. So we we continue to grow, and we continue to be a nonprofit. So we're constantly fundraising. We're constantly trying to bridge the gap from the services that the programs provide and the financial assistance that's necessary for those families that are unable to take care of the services.
Wow, that's truly amazing. So let's go back to the Chick-fil-A True Inspiration Grant. Where do they vote on this, and how do they vote? And tell me more about that.
Well, so let me back up a little bit and tell you how we became a part of this.
Please.
There is a local owner-operator. His name is Kendrick Skipper. He owns the location at Alden Bridge and the one in Magnolia. And he nominated All Ears, along with 5 other nonprofits, for the True Inspiration Awards, which were started in memory of their founder. He wanted to give back to the community. I mean, we all know how Chick-fil-A is very community-minded.
Faith-based community.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were nominated, and we were chosen as the only nonprofit in the Houston area. So very big honor for us. The closest, I think, is maybe Amarillo and Tyler. Those are the other 2 in Texas that are finalists, but in our area, we are it. So it's a huge honor. The way you vote is through the Chick-fil-A app. So if you have the app already on your phone, you go in and you click on rewards, and it will pull up a screen that talks about the True Inspiration Awards. You can choose the Southwest region. It's super easy. There's a map that shows Texas, so if you know where you live, you can click on that, and you vote for All Ears. We're actually at the very top of the list, but you can look at the other organizations that have been that have made it to the finals. But of course, we want your vote for us. You can vote one time, and voting ends on September 23rd. So it's
Coming up.
coming up. And we need lots
Okay.
of votes. So we can receive up to $200,000 through this grant, which will help us continue the mission of All Ears and help us help these babies who might otherwise not receive the services.
Wow.
It's not. It's expensive to have all of the hearing technology, and babies grow a lot, so we're constantly having to resize the all of their hearing technology. So it's important.
And what ages, besides babies, you treat other ages as well, right?
0 to, how old is our oldest? 80. I think our
Yes.
oldest client is in her 80s.
So we
So
do
not a child.
Yes. not a
Yes. So in
child.
audiology, we in the audiology portion of our clinic, we do see adults. So anybody with a hearing problem of any age can come to our clinic to receive services, whether it's cochlear implant or hearing aids. The speech and the education part of our mission are for 0 to 6 year olds only.
And where do they go to get an appointment? Do they go on your website to make appointments, or they call, or what's the best process for that?
Yes, they can go to our website, which is www.allearscenter.org, and our phone number is listed there. And as soon as they make an appointment, or they can email info@allearscenter.org regarding
Best place to go to the Facebook page and find you,
Yep.
or Google it and go to the website, allearscenter.org, find you, and they can read a little bit about the history and everything else. Get a lot of information.
Yes.
That's where I saw a lot of it. It's very well put together.
Thank you.
What I found was kind of amazing is, well, there's a few things actually, that most deaf children are not born to deaf parents. They hear.
That's exactly right.
And another thing is you teach them to overhear. Tell me about that.
Well, just like typical hearing folks like you and I, we learn a lot of incidental through incidental listening. If we're sitting at the cafeteria table, we're overhearing our friends. If we're walking down the hallway, we are overhearing our friends. A child with a hearing loss who is hearing through technology has a very difficult time of that because of the ambient noise created by the environment, but also the technology is only so expansive in terms of the reach that it has. So what we do in our therapy and with our specialists through audiology and the specialized speech is we work with that deficit to help them overhear. We program the technology, gold standard technology, which is best practices by our audiologists. They're really highly qualified and trained to do that so that the kids can hear in a noisy environment. Otherwise, they won't learn all of that incidental information that is really important for a child to hear. As those are the socialization aspects of what we do with the children, because if they just are learning how to read, which is really important, it's a big part of our program is literacy, but we also are not teaching them in a vacuum. We want them to be able to socialize with their friends. We want them to be able to go to slumber parties, go to a restaurant and order their own breakfast or their own pizza, and in those noisier environments is when it's really important for them to be able to overhear what's happening around them from a safety standpoint as well as a socialization standpoint.
Just things we just don't think about.
It's exactly right.
You
We
know?
take it so for granted because we have hearing and we don't think about it at all. But when we know how much of an impact we can make on these children, we know in turn that it really is changing their lives, and it does give them independence so they can do the things that we all take for granted every day.
Absolutely. So a couple other things I wanted to talk about besides the Chick-fil-A. So first of all, they need to download the Chick-fil-A app.
Yes, please.
That's the first thing you need to do.
Yes.
Everybody has a phone. Download it. And if you don't like a lot of apps on your phone, do it for that and then take it off.
Yes, and it doesn't cost anything. It's really simple.
And who doesn't like Chick-fil-A?
Yeah,
Just saying.
exactly.
So make life easy. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then you also have a sporting clay shoot coming up.
Yes, October 14th at Blackwood Sporting Co. And you mentioned Vinny Sinisi earlier. He is going to be our master of ceremonies that day, so he'll be out there. And he's
Because
always,
it's an easy name to remember.
it's an easy name to remember, and he's a lot of fun. And so it's going to be a great event.
Wisecracker.
Yes, yes, he is. We are sponsored by Higdon Construction. Johnny Higdon has been a big supporter of All Ears forever. And so October 14th, we still have a few team spots open. We would love to have people come out and be a part of that. Everyone loves Blackwood. We're hoping for cooler weather by then. I think
They
it'll
used
be
to be my
here.
client.
They did. Oh, they're great. And it's such a pretty place out there. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah.
So you have that, and then you are one of the 10 different, I think it's 10 recipients for the Into the Woods by the Woodlands Charity. That is their Murder at the Disco is the theme. They always
Yes.
have a theme, and that is also October 14th.
It's that night. It's a
The
busy
evening.
day.
That night.
That's right. So go do your clay shooting, skeet shooting in the day, and then go put on your
Frolic at night
and then go
Yes.
put on your Halloween costume and frolic.
without your gun,
That's right. Yes,
Yes.
leave the gun at
Leave your
home,
gun.
please.
especially if
gun
you're
at
drinking.
Blackwood.
Okay.
Absolutely right.
Safety first.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then coming up next year is your 10th anniversary.
Toast and Taste, Spring Gala, April the 5th. That's
So much,
stuff.
Yeah.
so much.
So much, and it's all for the babies. It's all for the babies.
Wow, this has been amazing. Anything else you want to leave with?
Just that any support you choose to offer is well received by our babies and our families. We are, as I said before, a family-focused entity. So whatever we do for our babies really impacts the families that we're serving, and they're all grateful for all the help that we receive. And thank you for your time today.
Of course.
Really appreciate it.
Quick question. How long have you been with the organization?
Since we opened, I was...
So you're part of it, the
well,
whole thing.
I am. I started it with the organization when we opened in 2014 as a board member, but I've been living this hearing loss journey since my daughter was born 26 years ago with a
So you're
profound,
passionate about it. That's very
passionate
important.
about it. She was born profoundly deaf and now hears with bilateral cochlear implants. So we witnessed and lived through the approach that we now offer.
So you're
at
speaking
all
of a
ears.
parent that has been through the process, and that's
yes.
really important.
Well, I think it's one of the things I think that sets All Ears apart from other centers, because we do begin everything with the family. And that's really important so that the family understands what's expected of them and what the time commitment is, because it's not easy to teach a baby.
You've walked the walk.
Yeah, we've walked the walk, and we really love the families, and we know
That's
that
fabulous.
it's possible, so we want to do everything we can do to help them get what they need for their babies.
Okay.
Lee's daughter is amazing. She's a college student about to graduate. She's
Thank you.
Amazing
done very
things can
well.
happen.
Yes. Yes.
Communities, amazing community is
Community
making
and
it
the
happen.
parents.
Yeah.
All of that. Well, thank you both, Lee and Rhonda, for coming on. allearscenter.org. Check it out. Vote for them to get more funding to help people hear better, and so they can be contributing people in our community.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Thank
I
you.
appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Team Sinisi is a proud sponsor of Conroe Culture News. Vinny Sinisi and his professional team provide comprehensive real estate services throughout the greater Montgomery County area and beyond. Whether looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Team Sinisi has an impeccable reputation. Contact Team Sinisi for a great experience at teamsinisi.com. That's TEAMSINISI.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Health Center Southeast Texas is a federally qualified health center. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and most major private insurances. For our self-pay patients, we have a sliding scale discount program available. Our health centers have qualified providers and staff striving every day to provide the best quality of care to our patients. Services offered are family medicine, behavioral health services, telepsychiatry, and pediatrics. We have 4 area locations. Look up the Health Center Southeast Texas online at hcset.com.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gold Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
And we're back for our second segment today. Who am I with here today? Tell me, Hoffie.
Yeah, so I switched teams a little bit, so I went
Wait, the name of the place.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to get
Okay.
into. J Bar and Barbecue. So
J Bar and Barbecue.
everybody knew me
And there's
as-
no barbecue on the table. Let
I
me just
know.
throw that out. And it's 12:30. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. No, we've got you next time for lunch as well, so
That's
you need
okay.
to come out there
That's
downtown.
okay.
But yeah, so I switched teams from Walden, so obviously everybody sees me and they assume me are Walden. But yeah, we went to work with Joseph at J Bar, like I mentioned before, and then we've got the PitMaster as well, Alec here, which is
Does that mean you're in charge of everything? What does that mean?
Food is my main domain, but I'm kind of involved in the whole operation. I try to support Hoffie and Joseph with the management aspect as well. But overall, the barbecue is my bread and butter.
So you're the pit master.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you become a pit master?
Starts early as a kid, coming obsessed with fire and food, and then just fast forward to adulthood. Growing up in Texas, barbecue is like second nature to me. I've loved food, I love fire, and just woke up one day and was like, I want to find a way to make this work together. Yeah.
That's a good combo, dude.
It becomes, it all starts as an obsession, and then you got to find a way to make it your professional life. And I'm
So
blessed
is it about
to do that.
the pit you use too? Is that pretty important, or is it just the meat, or is it the combination?
It's a combination of all that. It's knowing your tools. Barbecue is a lot like a trade. So it's like having a toolbox, knowing what tools you're going to work with, how to use them. I mean, there's so many different ways and styles of cooking barbecue and different pits and different type of proteins. So it's just about finding what works for you.
Where does the meat come from?
So we source our briskets from Creekstone Farms, which is a really big brand for Texas barbecue and really across the nation. They're out of Arkansas City, Kansas. So that's where we're getting our briskets from, which is like 75% of what we sell. But other than that, we're utilizing high quality proteins right now from Benny Keith and some other local providers as well.
Okay. So, Joseph, I don't want you to just sit in the corner. You're the event sales director.
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean?
So, our restaurant actually holds around 500 people.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's not just, a little shack in the middle of nowhere. We're on Leland Street, downtown Houston.
Close to the Astro Stadium as well. So
yeah, we're like 3 minutes from Minute Maid. So
nice.
We've done big events from like baby showers to
Deloitte.
Yeah, big corporate events. We've had Deloitte Accounting, Shell.
Even done bar mitzvahs before.
Yeah, bar mitzvahs.
You had the Astros?
We had Orbit out there.
Yeah.
But we actually cater to MLB Network. So whenever MLB Network is broadcasting for the game, they'll shoot me a text and get some barbecue out of us.
Well, and you have a beer garden outside, so you have outdoor.
Yes, ma'am.
As well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
space.
So outside is around 250. We have a beer garden and a stage for live music. So it's a big, it's a big space. So it's not just like your average barbecue restaurant. You don't come in and eat and leave. You can come in, watch our live entertainment. Majority of the time it is free. And we do have around 14 TVs. So any games you can think of, we can put it on our TVs for you as well.
Yeah, and
What's
we've
all
got
that?
and we've got a big structure as well. It should be the foundation should be coming in this month as well. So by mid-October, completely enclosed. It's similar to, I think you guys mentioned that often. Is what's the brewery down the road?
St. Arnold's.
St. Arnold's, yeah. So it's going to look similar to like St. Arnold's as well, where it doesn't matter what type of weather is coming through there. We'll be able to cater your event. You don't have to worry about that too much. Hot, cold, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me about Montgomery County.
Montgomery County?
Yes.
Oh.
You said you had something going on?
Yeah, so actually City Place with the Exxon campus with the Oilers studio. So they've got their grand opening this weekend, and we're going to do a happy hour for them as well. So Joseph's taking the lead on that one. Then they've got some outside events and festivals in the actual green space that they're going to do. So that's where Alec and his team are going to knock out the food for us. They talked about 3,000 individuals that should participate in that event itself. So it's going to be a big one for us as well.
You need a place here, though.
I know. So
Come on.
we've got a unique owner as well. So he's 95, and he's doing this as a passion project,
Yeah.
and phenomenal person. I mean, for somebody that is his age, he doesn't act it. He comes in every day to come and say hi to the staff. I mean, they can attest as well. They've been working with him for what, 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You've been there from day one. He's been there from day one as well.
So tell me the history.
Honestly, I'll leave that to them as well because they know a little bit
Okay.
more about it.
So as far as the history goes, back to 1900, that the family of John Toomey has owned the land that the restaurant sits on. He moved to Texas when he was a child, and his family had a catering barbecue business. So he kind of grew up in barbecue and was infatuated with it. And in the 70s, he opened his first restaurant, which was a barbecue concept called the Green Room in Houston. So fast forward to 2021 when J-Bar M opened, this was something that he envisioned for decades. Like he said, it's a passion project of his. He wanted just to do, all out, not just a barbecue restaurant, but, a venue essentially where we have the entertainment, where we're doing barbecue. We're also doing some brunch and some smokehouse, style items like steaks and burgers and
that pork chop.
Yeah, I just developed a new tomahawk pork chop, and we actually named it after Tank Dell from the Houston Texans. He really wanted just to create a Houston staple that was known for world-class barbecue and just a fun, friendly family environment. And so we're doing our absolute best every day to support his vision.
You enjoy it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a dream job.
I mean, meat and fire, food and fire.
No, like this is something I used to dream about, and I wake up doing it every day. It's like it's hard to put into words. Yeah, it's a blessing. I mean,
and you, Hoffie, how long you been there?
Going close to 7 months now. I think it's 6 months, but I mean, I was always just looking at the barbecue scene as well. Yeah, you go in. Coming from South Africa, barbecue is massive over there, but this is a culture, it's a lifestyle. When I saw it, and they talk about the barbecue and they talk about the commodity, it's just nuts how much passion goes into it. So immediately when I got an opportunity to work with these folks, I mean, I jumped in immediately.
So that's a big jump from working in Walden to going back to the bar. I mean, they don't seem similar.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've been all over the place. I mean, I was working with the Houston Texans, doing massive events with Jamie Rooch, John Shriver, some of those guys as well. So you're talking about on a large scale, Georgia Brown, Drosco, South American cuisine with a French technique to it. So I've dabbled with a lot of different things. And then especially this barbecue concept and family, I mean, it's nuts. I feel like this one fits my personality a lot better as well. So
seems like a good fit.
Yeah, I mean,
from what I can see.
no, especially with these dudes. I mean, it's phenomenal.
So what is your role as general manager? I mean, do you just manage the day-to-day operations? Do you dabble in barbecue?
No.
Or
I've been trying to tell him a couple of times, teach me how to cook some of these briskets because it's not, or smoke them. He'll probably knock me in the teeth in a second saying cook them.
Well, you told me you just wanted to cook one. I'm like, there's at least 20. That's a slow day. So
I said, yeah, no, relax, maybe 5. But no, I mean it's a phenomenal concept, and just talking about the community as well. It's a day-to-day operations thing as well, but obviously you want to support the guys because they're going to pave the way. So Joseph is somebody that I've been working with really closely. because I've passed my point of where I still want to go and what I've got in my near future. But I'm supporting these individuals, make sure the financials are done, obviously, to a point where we can go back to Mr. Toomey and tell him, you've got a healthy bottom line, you've got a healthy budget coming up next year as well. So that's mostly where my expertise lies, is with the financials.
Okay, well, very good. So you are open to catering out here or doing big events?
Yep.
Sounds like.
That's why I brought these guys. They know their job.
Yeah, we actually did a big event several months ago. Was it the crawfish, Mudbug Festival?
Mudbug Festival with Charlie Diggs. So we were the main individuals that did all the food for the artists. So we did, what's his name?
Pork belly bites.
Yeah, pork belly bites with Randall King, Mark Chestnut. We've got a video of him. But literally, we took the brisket from downtown Houston to bring it downtown to Montgomery as well. So the birthplace is the Texas flag. And we walked up into Mr. Mark Chestnut's tour bus, and we gave him the brisket, served him, and said, thanks so much. So it was something really cool, though.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you're open to doing any of those things.
Absolutely.
And, I think one of the ways to do that is to keep doing outreach and keep engaging in the community so that people know who you are and bringing food.
We'll have to do it on a day next time that we're open.
So you have happy hour. You're closed on Mondays, hence why you're here probably.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have happy hours Tuesdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday through Friday,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And you have good prices on your happy hours too.
Yeah, it's $4 drafts, $5 cocktails, and $4 wine by the glass.
Mm-hmm. So those are great prices. And do you have daily specials or anything like that?
We do. We try to cater our daily specials to the lunch crowd because, buying craft barbecue every day is can be pretty pricey, and we understand that. So
takes a toll on your heart.
Yeah, that does too. So on Tuesday we do a brisket taco lunch special. On Wednesday we run our smoked burgers all day. Thursday we have a smoked chicken tinga tostada special. Friday we actually have a fried catfish and shrimp plate. Saturday we do something different, which that catfish, is a sleeper. You wouldn't think going to a barbecue joint you'll get good catfish. I promise you. I've grown up in Houston my whole life. My family's from Louisiana, so that's coming from a reputable source, not just because it's our brand, but it's to die for. And then on Saturday we have beef ribs, and on Sunday we do smoked barbacoa, and we just launched our pork chop that I mentioned earlier on Sundays as well. So we got something going on that's unique every day.
Do you like coming up with new recipes?
That's the best part. Yeah, you got to keep things fresh and exciting. You got to keep things, of course, consistent, and you can't be just changing up the whole entire menu all the time. But adding to it, finding space for something fresh, is really a fun task to do, because it's how do I fit this into the concept we're already doing without watering down what's already doing well on the menu.
Losing what you already have.
Yeah, so it's like challenge accepted. Let's get creative and
so fun.
Yeah, it's a way to kind of break up the normal cycle every day. Like, all right, let's work on a boudin, or let's work on a pork chop, or let's create a new taco. It keeps the staff engaged as well and gives other people an opportunity in the kitchen or in the pit room to attribute or contribute to.
So you're the man in charge of the kitchen.
Yeah, so our kitchen manager, Jesus, he's not here. He's probably at the restaurant right now doing inventory. But both domains are so demanding. So they're literally two separate entities. In order for the pit room to work in a restaurant, you have to have it separate from the rest of the kitchen. Fireproof walls and all that. So they're both their own beasts. So
I see.
I assist him with what the kitchen needs. I'm in there all the time. Of course, with managing food safety, quality, and staff training and things like that. But I got to do that more so in the pit room. So Jesus is more hands-on in the kitchen itself. But we try to, we don't try to keep it, even though they're separate entities. We're not
work together.
Yeah, we work together.
Right.
That's we don't want any
there
barriers.
There is no separation.
Yeah, no, we're all one unit.
And it kind of sounds that way.
Yeah.
So you also have unique sides, right?
We do.
That's
something
that
that you don't normally see at a barbecue place, like the coleslaw, the beans. I imagine you have the coleslaw, the beans, but you got other stuff too, right?
Yeah. So the coleslaw we have is like a creamy style coleslaw. Very similar to what you would get at like KFC or Popeyes, but it's scratch made every day.
But it's more than that.
Yeah, it's more than that. But just to kind of
You put
give
pickles?
a similarity to it, of what
Pickles would be good in that.
we do our own house-made pickles as well. We have charo beans, different from like your baked beans or barbecue style beans. We do elote, so it's a charred creamy corn with cotija cheese and spices.
Like you get from a food truck.
Yeah, like
like at the rodeo.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's awesome. It's one of my favorites as well
Okay,
because
well, that's cool. I like that. But you have other different sides too that other people.
Absolutely, we got Brussels sprouts. We've got green beans. Let's see.
I did my research too.
Mac and cheese. We have a cherry tomato cucumber salad and potato salad. And we also have some sides that rotate. Like we've had a cauliflower au gratin before. But yeah, we're always trying to, I think that's key now is you got to do more than just barbecue. You've got to have good sides. You have to have a good environment. You've got to be firing on all cylinders.
Be unique.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to stand out from
Right.
the rest in your own way.
So the barbecue leads it, but you've got to have all the accessories.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and maybe live music.
No, the live
live
music,
music,
makes a big
bar.
difference, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's we've been fortunate as well, like Peyton Howie, some of the folks that's been through Montgomery as well, that developed themselves in Montgomery as well. They're playing out there for us. Jeff Canada, we had the Water Hippies, Scooter Brown that played out there. So we've got a couple of unique folks. He actually is getting us DJ Mr. Rogers out there as well, coming up soon. So that's one we're super excited about.
Yeah, to tie into that, we're kind of trying to become more of like the Stubbs of Houston. You're familiar with Stubbs in Austin, Texas, where they're known for great barbecue and great live acts and entertainment, and just the venue space we have. It's there's a huge opportunity for that. So feel like we've really got the food.
So you're worth the
dialed.
drive.
Oh, yeah.
We are worth the drive, absolutely. Like Joseph kind of mentioned earlier, you don't just come and leave. It's really like an oasis. You can spend several hours there.
It's an experience.
You can bring your whole family. The kids have a room to run around, and
Or maybe if you're going into Houston for
a game, or
Yeah.
We're central downtown, so we're wherever you're going in Houston, you can find a way to include us in your route.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We even have a dog park. If you want to bring your dogs, you can let them run around too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of dog parties as well, birthday parties for the
Yeah.
dogs.
You have dog
right.
parties.
Yeah, nothing's off the table with that.
Really? Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, fabulous. What have I not mentioned?
I'd go with our bar program.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So our bar program is something that me and my brother and a couple other bartenders have started together. I started out as a bartender over there actually, and just worked myself up. So our staple drink is probably our smoked old fashioned. So everybody does it. Everybody has like a smoking machine. They just smoke the glass and that's it. But we actually have a brown sugar simple syrup, and we smoke it on our Moberg smokers for about 16 hours. So it's right there next to the fire, so that it actually penetrates and gets a good smoky flavor. So it took me, probably honestly 2 years to get it right, because we just did a last batch like almost a week ago, and that's probably the best one we've had
That's
so far.
interesting.
Yeah.
Dick might like that.
Yeah. So
He's saying yes.
yeah, anytime you want to come over, I'll make you one myself. I created the drink.
And what about the other one as well? That
We have a watermelon ranch water.
Yeah.
That one does really great for the summer.
Yeah.
It's about to be winter time, so we have a couple winter drinks coming out. Like we have a Grumpy Jack, which is going to be like a pumpkin spice Irish coffee. So
I might like that.
Yeah, the main staple is going to be a red breast 12, which is the owner's favorite whiskey. Whenever he could drink. So we're just doing a little something back for him because Grumpy Jack was his nickname. It's our company name, besides J-Worm Barbecue.
and that coffee one as well that you guys just did as well with a little mushroom dollop on top of it.
Yeah, so it's a.
That was awesome. I couldn't get enough of it because I love marshmallows. That's a kid of me as well. It's like anything sweet, cheers.
Yeah, it's a s'mores old fashioned. So we our other pitmaster Nick created a marshmallow foam. He helped me design that, just because I've never made marshmallow before. It's easy. I just haven't done it. But he got it right just this past Saturday, and we just throw that on top. Torch it and have a nice little layer, and then it's a graham cracker rim and a marshmallow simple syrup that we make as well. So
Wow.
all of our stuff is made in house. We don't buy juice or anything like that.
You're
We
really
make it
creating
in-
different experiences.
Yes, ma'am.
That's pretty amazing
Yeah,
too.
so we
And
all,
that smell as
Come
well
in
from
to
the
try the
s'mores,
different drinks.
yeah, we
Y'all need to post that on your pages too.
We just posted
Yeah,
some
we
of the
did.
stuff. And, yeah.
That's cool.
And we
That's
just
very
switched
cool.
PR companies as well because we had a good one before, but it's almost like we lost the fundamentals where we were, and they probably can even speak more about it. You don't want to lose who you are as a barbecue joint, and they try to almost make it a fine dining concept mixed with barbecue, which didn't seem like it sit well. And so the guys
You're
that we got,
talking to a PR girl.
I know,
Just saying.
And,
You want to keep
yeah,
whatever.
keep the message
Keep
clear and
everything
concise.
intact.
Yeah,
Right.
And
and
just make it better.
make it true to what they've been here for
Yeah.
2 years or
No,
so. Because I mean,
think
it's a
that
lot.
sounds very interesting that you would go off and try to do something different instead of just
Yeah.
the regular, the ordinary,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and make it elevate it. You know,
So our bar isn't just like a beer and Jack and Coke bar. We have craft cocktails, and we have craft beer as well. That's what our main draft line is. So it's all local to Houston or Texas. We try to tie that in together.
It's important.
And we got frozen margarita machine.
Oh, yeah.
That's not common in a barbecue
Yeah.
joint. Yeah.
Yeah, frozen margaritas.
Yeah.
How much are those?
They're
y'all are
$2.
just extra.
Yeah, $2.50 right now if you want to come get a
$2.50?
20-ounce
Yeah.
margarita.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have to get a room somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't make you drive back to Conroe.
Yeah, especially if you want a good breakfast taco the next morning with brisket on top
You
of
can
it.
come sweat it out with me in the pit room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Well, that all sounds wonderful. So your website page is jbarmbbq.com, and Facebook is jbarmbarbecue. So easy. Just
Yeah.
put J-Bar-M Barbecue. And the J is for,
Mr. John.
yes, and the M,
It's for his wife, and it's Michelin. It's his wife's name, so sometimes people pronounce it differently, but I think I've got it right? Michelin.
Yeah, I think so. I can't pronounce it
Yeah,
myself.
but she's
His
from
wife,
Italian.
starts
Yeah,
with an M, yeah.
Yeah, from Sicily. So they
yeah,
can-
yeah. So how cute. J-Bar-M Barbecue.
yeah.
Well, it sounds fabulous. I mean, it really, truly does. So
You gonna come
I
out
need
there
to
one
go-
day?
I need to go out there, yeah, and hang out.
We're gonna
and
entice you
make
with
it an event.
little bites here and there, so make sure you come
I'll
over that
try.
side.
Yeah, I'll try different things. I won't try the old fashioned, but I'll try the
Yeah, we have
Irish
a
coffee
martini.
and all that. Yeah.
Everything like that.
maybe a margarita. We'll see. Okay, well, thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you more around Montgomery County doing some special events and things. Just get out and mingle with people and tell them who you are.
No,
And
absolutely.
let them smell the food.
Yeah, and that makes all of it. That smoke and
Yeah. Yeah.
so.
Don't play too close to that fire, though.
No, fire's like second nature now. I'm too close to it, but you gotta be safe.
You got to be safe.
Yeah.
Having been married to a firefighter, I get it. So, special thanks to our sponsors, Roger Stein Chiropractic and the Lake Conroe Realty Group. We appreciate their sponsorship. Appreciate you guys coming on. Have a wonderful Monday, and I'll see you next time with
Yes,
food.
ma'am.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right.
Man, thank you.